Welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. My name is Eric. I'll be taking you through this topic, fractions, and for this lesson, we'll be looking at division of fractions. So we'll start by looking at division of proper fractions, then we'll go to division of fractions and whole numbers. Then after that, we'll look at division of mixed numbers, and at the end of the session, we'll be able to give you some assignment to help you with practice and also to just help you check your understanding of the concepts I've discussed in this session. So we have our first example here where we are supposed to divide a half by 2 over 3. So how do you go about it? So we have 1 half divided by 2 over 3. This is under uh, division of fractions. So we have the first fraction, we have the second fraction, we're supposed to be dividing them. So how do you go about it? So when it comes to division of fractions, what you're supposed to do is so you write the first fraction, which is 1 half, and then the division sign, you change it to multiplication. Then the second fraction here can be called divisor, or the dividing fraction. It's the divisor. You do the reciprocal, So you invert it, you write it upside down. So 3 goes to the numerator and 2 goes to the denominator. So we have 3 over 2. So take note of the rule that the division sign changes to multiplication, and then the divisor here, the second fraction, is inverted. Is inverted. You write the multiplication inverse. So what is in the denominator goes to the numerator, and numerator goes to the denominator. For example, this was 2 over 3. Now it comes to 3 over 2. Then after that, you proceed as we did with multiplication of fractions in the previous video. So you can multiply the numerators and you also multiply the denominators, and then you simplify. So we have 1 multiplied by 3, and then we have 2 here multiplied by 2. So 1 by 3 is 3, and 2 by 2 is 4. So this is the result of 1 half divided by 2 thirds. So we have 1 over 2 divided by 2 over 3 is 3 quarters. So this multiplication here does not really have an alternative, because now neither of the diagonals is divisible by any other factor. So you see 2 and 3 don't have any other common factor other than 1. Again, 1 and 2. So here you just multiply the numerators, and then you also multiply the denominators, and then you simplify if possible. 3 and 4 are co-prime. There is no any other common factor between them other than 1. So that means this is the simplest form of this fraction. So you leave it that way. So again, we have the second example here. So the rule still applies. The first fraction is written the way it is, 3 over 4. The division sign changes to multiplication, and then the divisor here, the second fraction, is inverted upside down. So 3 over 1. Then now again, you multiply the numerators and you multiply the denominators, and then you simplify. So 3 multiplied by 3, and then 4 multiplied by 1. So that is again going to be 9 over 4. Now, this is an improper fraction, so you cannot leave this in this form, So improper fractions are never acceptable as the correct answers, the correct final answer. So you have to change them from improper fractions to mixed numbers. This part of what we have discussed in our previous videos on how we can convert improper fractions into mixed numbers. So basically what we did is to break down the numerator into components of the denominator. So you keep adding 4 here, keep adding 4 until you get to a number that is very close to 9. So you add until when you cannot add anymore. That is, further addition will lead to a number that is more than 9. So that's when you stop, and then you look for a number that you need to add to make it 9. So for example, I'll add 4 here, plus another 4, that is 8. If you add another 4, that will be 12. So you stop. So you look for what you need to add to make it 9, and that is 1. So each of them divided by 4. You see here. So again, 4 divided by 4 is 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. And this is 1 over 4. So this is going to give us 2 and 1 over 4. So it means the improper fraction 9 over 4 can be simplified to 2 and 1/4. Again, this is just the only approach. So that is how you go about it. So we have our third example here again, where now we are dividing a whole number and a fraction. So how do you go about it? So what you do, the whole number here is first of all written as an improper fraction with a denominator of 1. So we have 5 over 1, and then divided by 1 over 2. So what follows next is again the division sign will change to multiplication, and then we invert the half here so that it is 2 over 1. So 5 over 1. The moment the division sign is changed to multiplication, we have to do the multiplication inverse over half, which is 2 over 1. So again, you multiply the numerators and you multiply the denominators. So 5 by 2 and then 1 by 1. So that is again going to be 10 over 1, which is just 10. So again, you can't leave your answer as 10 over 1 because division by 1 does not change the number. If you divide a number by 1, it just remains to be the number itself. So again, that is basically how you go about it. We have our example number 4. The approach still remains. So again, 3 here will be written as an improper fraction with the denominator of 1. So we have 3 over 1, then divided by 3 over 4. So what do you do again? So again, the division sign will change to multiplication, and then you find the multiplication inverse of 3 over 4, which is 4 over 3. So you invert. So 3 over 1 times, then this is now inverted upside down. So 4 over 3. So here you realize that instead of multiplying first, then you simplify, you can decide to simplify first. So let's try and simplify first. The reason for simplifying is because this diagonal here is simplifiable. You can see we have 3 and 3, so we can divide the diagonal by a common factor, which is 3. So let's do that first. So 3 divides 3 once, and again 3 divides 3 once. See? So after that, now you can multiply the remaining numbers in the numerator, which is 1 times 4, and 1 by 1. And that is going to be 4 over 1. And again, you cannot leave your answer. Division by 1 does not really change the number, so the number remains to be 4. Example number 5 is here again. You do the same thing. You have to change the mixed numbers here into improper fractions, and then you proceed as you have done in the previous examples from number 1 to 4. So again, if you don't know how to change mixed numbers to improper fractions, you can check from our previous videos and you'll be able to see how we did that. But basically what we do is the denominator here multiplied by the whole number part, and then you add the numerator. For example, 2 by 7, 14 plus 1 is 15. Then you maintain the denominator. So 15 over 2 divided by, again, 3 by 3 is 9. 3 by 3 here is 9, and then 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 over 3. So again, this is advisable that you simplify first. So you can simplify okay, fine. Before you simplify, remember to change the division to multiplication. Remember, that's what we did in previous examples. So you change the division sign to multiplication, and then the divisor here is inverted. So multiplication inverse of 10 over 3, which will be 3 over 10. So this one remains to be 15 over 2, but now division sign changes to multiplication, and then we invert this upside down. So 3 over 10. So after that, now you realize this diagonal is simplifiable because they have a common factor of 5. So let's do that first. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. 10 divided by 5 is 2. After that, you can multiply the numbers remaining in the numerator and the numbers remaining in the denominator. So that is going to be 3 by 3 and then 2 by 2. So 3 by 3 is 9 and 2 by 2 is 4. And if you do that, you have to change this to a mixed number, which is now going to be 2 and 1 over 4. Again, if you're having trouble with how to change mixed numbers to improper fractions, improper fractions to mixed numbers, you can possibly check from our previous videos on conversion of improper fractions to mixed numbers. You'll be able to see how that is done. Finally, again, we have example number 6. So again, we have a whole number and a mixed number. So you change both to improper fractions. So 3 as an improper fraction is 3 over 1 divided by this one is going to be 2 by 3 is 6 plus 2 is 8. So 8 over 3. So the rule still remains. The division sign changes to multiplication and then multiplication inverse of the divisor. So 3 over 1 times 3 over 8. So again, you multiply the numerators because you can't see the diagonals are not really divisible, simplifiable. You can't really find a number that can divide both, neither can you find a number that can divide both in this other diagonal. So you just multiply the numerators and you multiply the denominators and then you simplify. So we have 3 by 3 and 1 by 8. So that is 9 over 8. It simplifies into 1 and 1 over 8. So basically that's how you go about it. So we have a few questions here to help you with practice and also to help gauge your understanding of the concepts as discussed through this session. Do attempt. You can be posting the responses in the comment section. We'll be looking at them and you'll be able to give feedback accordingly in the due course. Otherwise, that marks the end of the lesson. Goodbye.